everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs. Thought I'd do something a little different today. I thought I'd put a face to my hands, and I wanted to say welcome to all of you. I want to do a craft room tour today, and I kind of wanted to preface it with a few things, so I thought I'd just come on here and just talk to you and let you get to know me a little bit better and what I'm doing here on my channel. First off, thank you everyone who's joining me, and if there's some new people out there, welcome. I am going to do my craft room tour in detail today. I have not done that. I did a quick tour, and the detail is going to kind of go more into all the stuff I have and the organizing and that kind of thing. But what I would want to start out with is to let people know that I have been crafting probably for about 35 years, and I have actually taught classes before, and not in junk journaling, but other things. And I've did it as a business where I sold things. So I have a lot of stuff. That being said, I have more than I need for sure. And in going through all of my stuff, I realized that I do need to kind of watch what I'm buying in the future. I do like to try new things. That's part of what I like to do on my channel, is to get different things and try them, and maybe you guys might be interested once you see it or not. So that's part of my accumulation of things. But other things is I have ventured into junk journaling about 3 years ago. And I have learned that junk journaling is kind of, it's kind of one of the, a different kind of animal as far as collecting things. There are so many different things that you do with junk journaling that it kind of gives you the green light to go out and collect vintage things or antique things, or mixed media things, or fabrics, or laces and trims. And I mean, it's unbelievable, all the things besides just paper that you can collect. I mean, even just packaging and things like that. I mean, I have an overabundance of packaging. So it does put you in a situation where you have a license to collect a whole lot of stuff. But that's part of the fun, in my opinion, the hunt. And so it's almost like two hobbies. It's the collecting, and then also the making and the using. Okay, so that being said, I have a lot of stuff, okay? I also kind of have this room set up with two different hobbies. I do other things, but I've kind of decided I move that to another room because I don't do them very often anymore. Like I made a spring Easter wreath the other day. Well, I have the stuff to make that in another room because I may only make 2 wreaths a year. And I have the room to, move some of my stuff to another closet or in the garage or something. So I'm only really concentrating in this room on the things that I do often. I do something with junk journaling just about every single day, but occasionally I still do scrapbooking things. And because the two are kind of similar paper crafts, just like card making, I have all the stuff for card making, but, I don't do it very often. So I have a lot of my card making stuff in another room, but a lot of it lends itself to junk journaling and the things you can do with junk journaling. So, and I think that's why I kind of like junk journaling so much, is it allows you so much room to just do whatever you want, and there are no rules. And if you're not familiar with junk journaling, if you're watching this, you do need to probably check it out because it is a lot of fun. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to say as far as having a craft room, I am 65 years old, and this craft room is the first dedicated craft room that I have ever had. Up until a year ago, all of everything that I had in my craft room was just, leftover furniture when my kids moved out that I put in and that kind of thing. I thrifted everything. I never really bought any kind of storage or anything. I have bought things for this room, most of which, I got on Facebook Marketplace, and that is a great place. And if you're watching from around the world, I don't know if you have the same thing where you're at, where, you can buy things local. I bought most of my IKEA stuff and all of my Container Store things all on Facebook Marketplace, except for one unit that I just couldn't find what I needed. That being said, I did buy like the drawer units and the doors and the things that I needed, or the file, the paper, organizer. I bought all those from IKEA, because, the units that I came with, they didn't have those, and I decided what I needed, and I had saved a lot of money buying everything used. I probably got it for a fourth of the price, and they were practically brand new. But that being said, I will tell you, don't just buy things because it's cheap and you can get it, inexpensively. Kind of decide what you need. And I put alerts on my phone, and I wait for things to come. And I was very patient about it. I knew exactly what I wanted. And I just waited till something showed up. Okay. So if you do buy used things, kind of have an idea of what you really think you're going to need. Okay. Don't just buy it because it's inexpensive, because, then you might be stuck with a bunch of things that don't really work. And that's kind of what I had in here before. They worked okay. I mean, they really did. Considering I never had a craft room before, it was an improvement. So just be careful with that. My craft room is a small craft room. It is 12 by 10. It is the smallest room in my house. And I have a really big house. I'm very blessed. All of my kids, they don't live with us. Occasionally they'll come and visit or stay here, for a short period or whatever. But for the most part, I could pick any room in my house. I have a lot of bedrooms that are vacant. All of them are way bigger than this room. I picked this room originally because it was plenty big when I first picked it out for me, because I've never had a dedicated craft room before. So I'm like, it was huge. But part of the reason I picked this room is because it is small, and I can contain everything in this room, and it keeps me from accumulating too much. It also, I know myself well enough. If I had a huge room, I'd have stuff all over, and the chances of me finding things would be slim to none, because there'd be too many places to look. I do have to do a lot of vertical storage. I've got a lot of shelves and things all over the room, and you'll see that. I use every inch of this room. And I had decorated a little bit, but most of my decorating is incorporated in my shelving, because with the storage, because I don't have anywhere else I don't have like wall space that I can put things, okay? But that's okay. Like I said, I could go into another room. In fact, my kids and my husband have all said, hey, why don't you just, we have a media room. I'm upstairs. There's nobody else up here with me. Right outside my door, I have a huge game room with a pool table and a living area. Next to that, I have a media room that's huge. I could go into one of those two rooms and take it over because we never use them. But I know myself well enough that I would just accumulate more things. The other thing about having a small room that's great is that everything is close by. I'm sitting in my chair right now and I can spin around anywhere and just about get all of the things that I use all the time, and they're right next to me. And that's a great thing. And worst case scenario, I have to get up and walk 3 feet and I can find the other things that I need. So, that's a benefit of having a small room, is if you're lazy like me, you don't have to go far to get what you want. The other things that I wanted to say is, before I had this room, I spent my crafting time when I had my kids, usually on the dining room table. And when we didn't have a dining room, it was on the kitchen table. And all of my crafting stuff would either fit in a dresser drawers, or maybe in a closet, or in a couple boxes. And that was what I had. And then the first kind of craft room that I had was on a patio. It was enclosed, but it still would be cold, in the winter, and warm in the summer, even though it had air conditioning and heating, but it wasn't really four season, I would say. And there'd be dust and all that stuff, but I was so happy to have it. And then when one of the kids went to college, it was kind of, I don't remember what commercial it was, but the kid moves out and then they take over the bedroom and then they show him that they have a bed in the pantry or something. That's kind of what I did to my son when he took off for college, is I kind of made his room into kind of a guest room / craft room. So he had a little twin bed off in the corner and was surrounded by my things. So that was really my first craft room, so to speak, and it wasn't dedicated. And then when we moved to this house, I picked this room out, and I don't know if any of you, when your kids are young and they're going in college and they come back and forth, they kept coming back and forth. But I painted this room pink purposely because I have 3 boys. I knew they would never want this room. And it was the smallest room. And I thought, okay, they're not coming back in this room. So anyway, I've stayed in this room. I have thought about moving into a bigger room, and I told you all the reasons why I didn't. That being said, I did this year offload a few things and moved them out of this room because I had everything in here, and I decided, nope, it's not going to work. I did my big bulky material storage. I put it in a closet, and I will put below in the description box the link to that as to how I did that. And I think so far it's working great. I'm kind of out of sight, out of mind. So I did it kind of in a way where I can still see what I have, but not keep it in this room. And so I will show you that in the tour of what I did. I also did a thing on my ribbon storage that I think it's going to work great for me because I've had ribbon storage issues and lace storage issues. It just seems like forever. I also kind of redid how I stored my material, and it is a lot more organized, and I can see everything, and I think it's going to work for me. I'm reasonably organized, but I'm not like super organized, so I'm kind of somewhere in between, I think. But I do like to see everything, but you can only do so much of that, right? You do some things are going to be hidden, but I do like to see everything. So consequently, I do have a lot of plastic stuff, and I know that's not everybody's thing. So, I don't want to hear anything about all the plastic, guys. You do you, okay? But I find that I like having see-through things. I like having things that I can look at and go, oh, okay, there's that. Um, that helps for me. And the same with the open shelving. I have a lot of open shelving. At the same time, I have a lot of drawers for certain things, and that works for me to have certain things in drawers. And I actually don't label them because I kind of remember where everything is. I did find some things I was forgetting that I had, so I went back and I labeled those things. And I also did a better job of organizing this year. I haven't moved a lot of furniture around, partly because I can't. There's only like, I don't know, one or two ways that I can even put things in here that would fit, okay? I'm very limited in how I can move my desk around. I have a huge desk. It's in the middle of my room. It works for me that way. This isn't really a craft room where I have people over. It's just me. Right outside my door, like I said, I do have a big room, and it has a pool table there, and I have a cover for my pool table that I can put on it, and then I have chairs and things. And so if people want to craft with me, I usually do it outside this room. This kind of functions more as a craft closet when I have people doing things. And even if I need to do something that takes a lot of room, like when I was doing my wreath the other day, I don't really have a lot of room in here to do that. So I do it outside this room. This really is kind of only dedicated for me doing junk journals, mostly, and some scrapbooking, and maybe make a card or something. So that limited space works in here. The other thing is that I am a YouTuber, and because I do YouTube videos, I have to have a different setup than somebody that perhaps, isn't doing that, because I have to have a lot of things close at hand that I can go and reach for as I'm doing a video. I mean, not as much as before. When I first started doing videos, I did not know how to edit. I did not know how to, pause the video and put it back. I didn't know how to do any of that. So I really had to have things close by. Excuse me, let me get some water here. Which reminds me I'm talking too much. So anyway, I figured out ways to have things close by for me. And you may not need that. But I will say, even just in crafting when I'm not doing a video, it's kind of great that things are right here next to me. But one of the things that I did, another thing this year from last year, is I kind of made sure that I didn't have a lot of little things sitting all over my desk. That was driving me crazy. Because what was happening is I would have so much stuff on my desk, I had no room to work. Okay. And so I kind of remedied that, and I will show you that in the video. I think today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just start off with a desk tour, and then I'm going to do like half the room on another video, half the room on another video. Half of the rest of the room. And then after that, I do want to do a few videos on my carts. And just to show you how I use carts. And the carts are handy for me because I have such a small room. I can take those supplies, put them next to me, and use them. And when I'm done, just go put that cart right back in the closet or in the corner or wherever. And that does help me a lot. So I am going to do like a couple of cart videos, I think, also. So these will come out over time, probably in the next week or so. So as I do them, I'll edit them and release them. But for now, guys, I just want to say hi, and we're going to start off. As I said, I'm going to turn my camera around, and we will start doing the desk, and I'm going to do kind of around my desk in my immediate area, and probably that'll be it for this video, and then we'll go ahead and I'll start doing the rest of the room in another video. Okay, so this is the back of my desk, or the back part of my desk. And this is what I was talking about, what I did this year about getting all the little things off of my desk. It was absolutely driving me insane. I had a lot of little containers and things sitting around, and accumulatively it left me very little craft space. So I don't have that many things sitting on it anymore. I have them on these little shoe racks that I bought from the Container Store, and I didn't originally buy them for my desk, but they actually fit almost perfectly all the way across the length of my desk, and they work great because it allows me tons of room. I'll show you right here. This is my craft space that I have left over. So I have this mat that I film on usually, and then I have this one next to it. I'll put things while I'm filming, but I also, like if I'm working on a journal or something, I keep my stuff here, and I have all that room. These little shoe racks, I basically just took the very bottom pieces of them, or the bottom part, and I velcroed them to the desk so they wouldn't move. I actually just used some plain old Velcro from the dollar store, and it works great, which can come off later if you need to. My desk is an IKEA desk that I bought, and I bought the legs that move, that I can adjust, but they're the manual adjusting. And then later I bought the motorized thing for the desk. Like right now I'm moving it up, so I can move this all the way up, and it will be a situation where I can stand at my desk if I want to. I'm also doing this because I want to show you something. Part of the reason I need my desk, I did that too because I really am sitting way too long. It's not good to do that. I started having back problems. I've gained a lot of weight, and I just really need to be moving around a lot more. But part of the reason I have my desk going up and down, I'm going to move it a little bit further down, is that I have this unit that I bought. I'm going to show you that right underneath my desk. It fits right under there. It's on wheels. And what I can do is when I'm crafting, I have plenty of leg room, and I can keep that under my desk, and that allows me the flexibility of pulling it out, which I can do pretty easily because it does roll very easily. And I just move it next to my desk, and what that does for me is it gives me an L shape. So what I can do then is I have all this room over here that's right next to my desk. Here, I can lower my desk again if I want to. So, and what that'll do is that just gives me all that room right there. So that is really, really fun for me as far as having this extra space. So that was really crucial when I set this up. This is just a media mat that I put on top so that I can lay things on here and not, worry about the top. In these units, this is kind of key stuff that I have in here. I have my trimmer that I use all the time. I have another smaller trimmer. I have a couple of scoreboards, and this other cutter that I use is kind of a rotary cutter that I use a lot. I have an extra little mat because sometimes I like to use a separate mat so I'm not messing up my black mat on my desk all the time. The next drawer, I have a lot of different tools. These are things I use all the time. My different rounders and punches, a lot of my round punches, my tiny attacher, my regular stapler, another corner rounder, and I've got my long stapler, a couple of other punches, my crocodile. Those are the kind of things I use constantly, and they're just right next to me. Even when I put this unit under my desk, I can turn it to where the drawers are facing me, and I often do. And that way I can still get in all these drawers. So they're just right underneath my desk, and because my desk is so long, I have that room. So this one has more kind of tools, has pens. I have way too many pens. I never use all these. It's kind of like on a pen thing. A lot of different scissors, some extra scissors, tweezers, rulers. I have some different cutters in here, post-it notes. This is just kind of extra stuff. This whole stuff has more things that I might grab for, little tabs that I've cut out, staples, hole reinforcers, stuff like that. I've got some, what are these, clamps things? Oh, I guess that fell in there. Things fall in here all the time too because I'll be working and it just falls in here. Erasers, my little spreader thing. As I said, this is the things I use all the time. But this has a lot of different types of glue, and also some refill stuff, and just different types of tape and stuff like that. So that is kind of what's in there. And then there's something stuck in there. I don't know what. But this just has my labeler. I like having it close so that I do remember to label things. A lot of electronic stuff that I use, different things. My scale for when I send things out. So I can take this. Let me move my desk up. I'm going to get it out of the way so that I can go ahead and... now to fit it under my desk, I do have to put my desk up a little. And on my desk, I have the adjustable legs, but I also left the other legs on there. And the reason I did that is it stabilizes it a little bit better. And I probably wouldn't care that much, except for the fact when I do videos, when it shakes, you can really tell. So, but it doesn't shake. I mean, if I weren't doing videos, I probably wouldn't keep the other ones on. So anyway, I'm going to put this in there. Now you can see how I have that facing forward to where I can just, get things under there. And then I have my trash can. And most of the time I don't keep that under there. And when my dog Dory is in here with me, she tends to sit under the desk. So I don't like to keep it too crowded. I can also stick my chair under there. Move it all the way. So anyway, now, so that is my desk, and let me show you the things on it. This little thing I bought at Tuesday Morning. I have my planner in there. I have two computers. I just got a new one, and then I got there's my iPad. I've got an Apple computer and then another computer and a little light box. And it's great how they just sit in there and they don't take up a lot of room. This is my little divider thing that I made so far I like it. It does take up a little room, but it's great to have when you have a bunch of stuff and you want it divided out. This is just kind of a caddy that I bought. I don't even remember. I might have got it at Tuesday morning. And it has olive brushes and all that kind of stuff. It just turns out it's kind of a great place to have it. On the next shelf, I have things like, let me move this over. I just have like my remotes in here. I have kind of like this long tray, and I just have things, some black pens, some other pens, like I don't have enough pens, glasses, my remotes that I use. This thing's great. I have two of them. I have a small one on one side of my desk and this one on that desk side. And having a tower is fantastic because you can plug things in, as you need them, and you don't have wires all over your desk. Fantastic. These little trays down here, they just hold, like this is my thing that I put my iPad in. I sometimes edit my videos on my iPad. This kind of can hold my phone up so that I can edit. I edit a lot of times on my phone. I got my Mac so that I could do it on that, but I'm finding it complicated, so I don't know. My son's going to visit. Maybe he'll help me. Who knows? This is just like things that I use all the time. It has, like, I have a little bit of gesso in here. This Dorland's wax, and then I have some just gel medium and just some brushes. I use these a lot, so I kind of just keep it on my desk. This just has my little clips that I have. I use those all the time. And this is my little thing for when I am stamping. And I have a smaller one. And this is like just a little iPhone box that I put the stuff for your drawers on it. And that way, if you put your ink in it, it doesn't roll all around. These are just some little weights for your, when you're working in your journal. And I use this little, it's like a little media mat. I use it a lot of times for gluing. I think it's great because you can do stuff on it and just throw it in the sink and clean it. This little thing here, this has little stuff that I end up, you know how you always have little pieces of stuff just laying around and you just like, okay, what do I do with it? Well, I accumulate it in here and then hopefully I put it away. This is all like little, just little things that accumulate. And then I never seem to put them away, but that's okay. But anyway, that's kind of where all that stuff lives down there. This thing here, I have a little vacuum that I absolutely love. I use that vacuum all the time to get stuff off. This is a little lighter. And I also have just a little sense thing that, vaporizer, whatever that is. And this is all the wires and stuff to my computer and iPad and chargers and all that. You need those things, so those are in there. This is just my brushes that I have for my blending brushes, and I just have them up here. This is my little trash can for my little pieces of stuff. The back of this is just another ceramic pot, and the only time I ever use this is when I'm using my glue gun. I let it just sit in here because it's it's heat resistant, and I can just let it sit in there. It's not a fancy thing, but it works really well. So I didn't want a big glue gun thing sitting on my desk. Okay, so over here, let me show you. So here I have just a little, let me move my light so it's not too much glare. I'm trying to keep light in the room, but not directly. This is my little sewing machine that I use basically just kind of to do tags and stuff. just so I can kind of pull it down. You can see how small it is. I don't do heavy sewing with it, but I do stuff like that just to have it handy. I got it kind of to put in our RV, and I decided, well, you know, I'm just keep it at the house even when we're not RVing, and then I take it with me later. All of these things here are just different papers that I have divided up in here. Like this is all embossed paper. I have tissue paper, just pieces, and these aren't little. I have some that are small pieces, some that are big pieces, book page, just all kinds of stuff, tissue paper, doilies. I have some templates over here, and over here I have sticker paper. And the reason I have them up there is I used to have them across the room, and what I found is I wasn't grabbing them and using them enough when I had to go get them. So I'm kind of a lazy crafter, so plus two, I couldn't find them half the time. So I just took one of those, you can probably see it better if I do this, one of those or two actually, those plate things that you get at the dollar store. And so I kind of clipped them onto the shoe rack thing so they wouldn't move, and just kind of stick them in here. And that way, when I want to grab stuff, they're in all these different kind of see-through bags, so I kind of know what's in there. The next one is kind of really stuff that, okay, this, all right, let me move this stuff here. This is my clipboard that I have, and I use this clipboard to put notes on when I'm doing videos, to kind of, if I have something I need to say, to remember. This is my little wipes. These little stackable things here I got at the dollar store. They're just plastic, but I put them on the rack so I could, you know, get more use. If otherwise I could just put one thing on there. If I stack it, I can have more things. All of this mainly, other than the wipes. The wipes, usually what happens is I take it, put it on this side, and then I just have all this area in here. This is where I'll kind of stage stuff for when I'm doing a video. I'll kind of put things up here. I'll put papers in here. I'll maybe put supplies up there. This is a little tray that I got from the dollar store, and I may put little things. You'll see that me pull stuff out on here that I'm using. And so a lot of times I'll pull things out there. These are two trays. They fit exactly in there, that if I have things sorted that I'm using when I do a video, I will have those in there, and then they just fit right in there. So that works good for me. This top thing here, these papers are all things that I would use to back a tag or something with. You know, a lot of it is just misprints, or maybe some of it may be like a piece of file folder or different things like that. But I keep those there because I use them constantly, and I'm usually reaching for those a lot when I'm doing like a video. Okay, underneath are these little drawers. I bought these on Amazon, and honestly, I had no idea that they fit almost exactly right underneath this four across. So there's some back here, all the way across. They fit almost exactly underneath here. I mean, it's crazy. So I have like paper clips, more kind of office kind of stuff here. These are things I grab all the time while I'm doing stuff. This is a washi here. I have it kind of divided up into types of washi. This is more like micropore and different, just more washi. Then I think this is kind of maybe all Tim Holtz stuff here. Here's some different beads. I like to keep little beads on my desk because a lot of times I put them on bulb pins or whatever. And then we have some more back over here, and this is just more washi, like Christmas and Halloween and all that. Toward the end of that second, I have a little organizer that I set up there. This is just a little tray. A lot of times when I'm doing stuff, I need it kind of separated. So I'll put that in there. Oh, let me show you this. This is just a little plate rack, a wooden plate rack. I use this when I am sorting my papers, when I'm going to do like, when I'm making a journal and I have different signatures, I will divide them up in here like that. So it kind of helps me sort them vertically, so I can just kind of, have a way to keep them separated when I need them, separated. This is my little, I don't even know. I got this at Tuesday Morning. It's smaller than the ones you normally see, but I like it because I can keep it on my desk and I don't have to worry about it taking up too much room. It's not very organized right now, but I didn't even organize it because I can't keep it organized. So I have my little, let me move this out of the way. It fell down. I have my little warmer here, my Mr. Coffee. It's had glue and everything all over it, but it still works. And I use this when I come up here and have my coffee with me in the mornings. I love that. Have my little watch charger there. I do use my little Yeti cup that I got. My son got me that for Christmas. It was a great gift. I used to have an ice maker in here, but it died on me and I didn't want to buy another one. And anyway, I can put some ice cubes in here, come up here and be here, 6 hours and the ice cubes are still good. So this is cheaper than a little ice maker. So, and I don't know. The ice maker thing works, but you've got to keep watering all the time. And I think what happened is I went away on a little vacation and I came back and, it was dry and it died on me. So, let's see. All of this stuff is, I have lights here. So I have these lights. I'll show you my setup. I don't want it to get too light here. Here we go. Oops. Yeah. All right. So these lights that I have, I've got this one over here. And then I have one up there, and I don't really have it facing down. I also have one back here, and that kind of puts light behind me. I also have another old Ott light that I have, and this one I don't normally turn on. I use that for, I can put it going this way on my desk and put light over here. I can also turn this around and use it over there if I want to. I can position these. These came with a stand, but I didn't want things standing on my floor, so I basically just zip tied them on both sides to the little rack. And then that way they sit down on my desk. I didn't want to have those big umbrella things. I do not have room for that. I do have this stand kind of thing for my phone. I usually record from my phone. Sometimes I do my iPad. I have a charger plugged into it so I don't run out of juice while I'm doing it. I also have a little clip-on microphone that I use. That's kind of how I record. There's just a little stand here and it's real heavy duty. The only thing is, I used to have my thing attached to a shelf in my old setup, and I could still do that, but the only thing is if your desk shakes at all, your camera's going to shake. So that is why I put the extra legs. It makes it a little bit more steady, and then it doesn't shake as much. This stuff that looks like all this wires all over the place, this is just an additional microphone that I use when I do voiceovers, and I use the headphones because I can really It helps me do the voiceover. This little organizer thing, it's from, what is it called? Tonic. And this sits on the side of my desk. I have my water, which I need some. This is pretty much where I keep Diet Coke. I live on Diet Coke. And here is, yeah, I got to clean these out. This is a little jar that I have sitting here with water in it. I put a little bit of water and soap in there, and I keep this full practically. It has, just a small amount of water in there with soap, and that keeps me from ruining my brushes. I'll put them in there. Then I have another jar over here. This is filled with alcohol. And it's kind of muddy right now because I've used it. And a lot of times what I will do is I will clean out my brush and then dip it in the alcohol and I wipe it off. I have these 2 rags right here, and I switch them out. When this one has mainly glue on it, and usually I throw that away. These a lot of times I will wash and reuse. And so basically I just keep these next to me. I found that having them next to me kept me from using paper towels as much. So I felt kind of good about that. This is something that I just recently bought. I really, really love this. You're supposed to kind of like put it on your desk and fill it with water, and you can rinse out your brushes, which I could easily do. But I basically take it off of here, and I just use it to clean my brushes at my desk because I usually have water next to me. And it folds up. Like right now it's kind of big because I just used it, but you can fold it up. It doesn't take up a lot of room. It has a little thing to put a ring on it. See, like that. So anyway, next to that I have not all, but most of my Tim Holtz stencils here, and because I use them a lot when I'm making tags and things, and so I just have them on a big ring, so I can just take one off and use it when I want to. My most used glues are over here, and so I can just grab them. I have a few stain things up here. I have a refresher for my ink pads. I have some Mod Podge. I have my Tim Holtz water sprayer. Use it all the time. And then this really is supposed to be over there. These are just different sprays that I've kind of made myself that I use to vintage things up. This is empty over here, and that's because a lot of times when I have my heat gun plugged in, I keep it right there because I grab it, and I don't like to have it I don't like having a lot of stuff sitting on my desk. This is just a lot of tools that I grab all the time that I use, and I just kind of keep them in there so they're handy. This is my water. I always pretty much have a water up here with me, and that is pretty much my desk. The only thing I think I'll show you is I have this thing right next to me. What this is a little cart that I keep. This case up here, I don't always have it up here. Usually I have it over on the ground over there. And this cart is basically for when I'm filming. I put the stuff that I need a lot of times in this cart, and that way I can just grab and put it, on my desk, or I'll do like 2 or 3 videos and I'll have all the stuff in here. Right now what I have in this little case is this is the stuff that I have for my nails, and this is an old, I bought this at a thrift store, and it just has my nail stuff in there. In case you don't know, doing your nails in your craft room is a great spot. You got all the light, you've got the mat. I mean, it's a good spot to do it. Anyway, I don't know. Should I go through my other stuff? Let me just go through these carts right here real quick. Anyway, this fits. This one can fit right here, or it can fit under my desk. Either one, okay? So I can just kind of roll over here. This I had on my desk and it was really too long and it kept taking up room, and I just decided I didn't want it on there, but I still wanted it. So I have this cart right here. I think I got these at Michael's. I got this one and then I bought that one over there. The difference mainly is the size of the drawers. So this little thing here, this is my little music thing up here that I love that thing. This is basically, I just keep my most used stamps in here, and then I have my stamp blocks, mainly because I really am getting into stamping more. But anyway, I can just take this out and put it on my desk and use it, and I like that. I'm constantly using my distress thing, and I have my other, this is for all my, stains and stuff, but this is all my stuff that I use all the time, and I have it in one of those dollar store things, so I just take that and put it on my desk. This is just an old iPhone box, and I put that shelf liner in there to keep stuff from moving around, and I just keep that in there. And this is an extra older distress vintage photo. This drawer, I kind of have, these are re-inkers that I use all the time. This has just some sewing stuff in it. The reason I have these bowls in there is if I need something, where I need to put water in, I have this too. One of these has ring cleaner in it. Sometimes I just put my rings in there and then let them sit because they get real gunky. I really shouldn't wear them all the time. This container back here, this just has like bobbins and thread and things like that. This really is supposed to be in there. But anyway, that's kind of what I have in there. This is supposed to be in there too. But anyway, that's all I have in there. On the front of this is just a little clip thing. It's supposed to be a bib for kids. And I actually use that where I will clip paper towel in front of me if I'm doing something and I don't want to put on my smock or whatever. I actually do that because I have ruined lots of clothes. This is just a magnet bowl. And actually there's some magnets. I use this a lot of times to pick up stuff or to put things in so they don't go all over the place. Underneath that, basically in these drawers that I got from Michael's, I have, this is kind of like all the stuff that really wouldn't fit in the my container storage system that I put on the shelf. That were kind of bigger and bulkier. So I put all that in here. So, like, see, they're just big bulky amounts. And that's what I have in there. And I think I have my black lace in there, and I also have some pom-pom trim. And let me see if I can get in here tight. This side basically has a lot of my sari silk stuff. I have white down there. And I wanted this kind of close by. This is eyelash trim in here. This is all different color laces. I did not put the multicolor lace in the plastic containers. I just basically put the white and off-white. So I have it still all in here. And my goal is to, at some point, organize that better. And then let me get down here. Going down here, this is all pink ribbon and stuff that I have overflow because I have a lot of it. This is kind of all my gold stuff. And down here is like my wide ribbons like that. And that's what I have in there. Let me go. Oop, I went up too fast. This basket up here is my I need to put away basket. And hopefully it never gets overly full. So when I'm done with stuff, I just can take it and walk around and put stuff away. Let me move that. This first little flip up box is just a box where I put, that head fell off, so I put it in there. But this is all like scrap laces and trims. And when it starts to get full, this back one, I kind of divide them up into, seems like I have a lot of pink, I have a lot of white and off-white, and then I have a multicolor bag in there. And that's kind of how I do it. I just kind of have it like that, and hope I go through and make snippets or whatever. But anyway, that's where all that lives. I'm going to show you the back of this, because this is the back of this unit. But this is right next to me. It's my Epson EcoTank. I use it all the time. This is where I print most everything. I also have a Canon that I use all the time, and it prints photos well, but it prints all different size papers, and it does different things. So I have both printers, and I like having both, but it's definitely cheaper to have the Epson, I will tell you that. So anyway, that is right next to me, so I can be printing, and you know, I can easily, grab some things, throw some more paper in there, and do whatever. Okay, so that is all I'm going to do for today. I hope this video wasn't too long. The chit chat wasn't too long. You could certainly skip through that. But we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.